Good morning. It is 7:30 on the dot on Friday, the 7th of May. It's Liz here from the Guru Co with our finale. And all week we've been looking at, haven't we? We've been talking about sort of that underlying language. So my question is, have you spoken to anybody else like that this week? And it's a real question because how you're speaking to yourself, would you really be speaking to somebody else like that? And the answer's probably along the way. There might be a few sort of differences there, but on the whole, no, I don't think people would. So we've been looking at sort of trying to sort of lower that conflict, that inner conflict, that inner language that we use to ourselves to we either motivate ourselves, we defend ourselves. That's an important one. Sometimes we defend ourselves with our language, and actually, we should be taking responsibility, not defending. That's a big one. Sometimes quite tough to accept, but it's true. But we also destroy ourselves. More often than not, we will destroy ourselves with the language that we're using. And I caught myself the other day saying, "Oh, this is going to sound so silly." If it's going to sound silly, Liz, why are you saying it? What wouldn't sound silly? So again, I didn't need to go into that apologetic mode. And it is about winning that inner game, because in order to win the inner game, if we win the inner game, we're winning the outer game. And, I mean, my frustrations really came out this week, but the saving grace, because we're all allowed to have those frustrations, is I don't know it yet. And it's that yet again. And I saw a beautiful, and I know we probably shouldn't really laugh at this, but I saw a beautiful post about from a lady who said that Google Maps had been in touch with her to say they thought they'd seen a new roundabout in her village. Now I get it, and I use the most horrific black humor, but actually even humor can destroy ourselves because it tells us so much about really what's going on inside. So it all of this really has so much impact on not just the success we have, but the level of success we take it to. And so many of my clients, they come to me and when we start out, they've got the most horrific battle going on inside, and almost like an army of enemy going on within, and they're trying to prove something to themselves, and it really is an ongoing exhausting conflict, if you like, but it's with the smallest and gentlest of reframes and reprograms that actually what we do is we awaken a whole new vault, a whole new avenue of possibilities to go down. So think about it, the words you use, you are creating an emotional response. When you create an emotional response, you have a behavioral response, you have a reaction to it. So it's a bit like loading a gun. You load it, shoot it, aim it, bang, and it's gone. But with language, it's like you're loading a sniper gun, because most of the time you don't hear it coming. And when it lands, boom, it really does land, and it can land really painfully. So, to have success, to have influence, to have control, start with yourself. Start with getting to know yourself, then like yourself. It would be really lovely at some stage to really appreciate yourself and maybe even love yourself, because you start there. We talk about Pilates, focusing on the core, don't we? Our core muscle and our core balance. Your mind is a muscle. We must be working with her all the time. She's powerful. I've just seen someone flicking up. Janine, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. Stacey, you're a love. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that's useful, ladies. I really do, because you're worth it. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you during next week. Bye-bye for now.